while directing, what are those creative fights, or what are those conversations between you two, like how an impromptu joke can be final? And also asking Manoj sir, have you ever seen both of them fighting for an impromptu joke which is given by you?
Oh, that's an interesting question.
See, we know to make movies together, so that's the only way we know to make movies. We've been friends since college, so we pretty much we write together, we write to direct. So everything is agreed on the paper. All the fights are happening in the office. So not much happens on the set, I think, right? You've seen us fight?
I have only seen Raj pulling his leg, and he very quietly, really suffering Raj's humor and his pranks on him. I have only seen that. DK doesn't even respond to his pranks and humor, which is so amazing.
Yeah, no, so, improvisations are always welcome from the actors. That's what Dayal was saying earlier, that we really get the actors. We don't even sit down with the actors before we start shooting. We don't do rehearsals much. It's just talk, understand each other, be on the same page. And the first day or so, it's fine tuning. After that, it's a free run. It's really actors get to do whatever they want to do, and we are there to possibly govern and kind of oversee it. Really, they do most of the job, I think.
I mean, the only surprise bit would be if actor does something, some impromptu, some ad-libbing. That's where the surprise comes. And I think we both look at each other and saying, "What do you think? Is it good? Is it going?" And we discuss. By the time then Manoj comes and it's like,
we have
"How was it?"
Usually you'll have two of us have to discuss, because it's always a crowd around the monitor. You'll have to go away to discuss and say, "What do you think?" But we have a secret language that we speak in Telugu. So we speak to each other quietly on the leather.
But Manoj, this is for you.
Dolly.
Yeah, we have grown together from theatre till and your first film, Bandit Queen, was shared. And I feel, even as Dolly, I feel there has been success and failures in all our lives. I want to know the Manoj that I know, how has he faced his failures? Success is there in front of us, but there have been moments, like me also, we get into our own shells, So I want to know, Manoj, how you dealt with it.
Dolly, the initial time in Bombay, Mumbai, which is called now, initial years in Mumbai without work was very difficult. Why it was difficult? Because when I was doing theatre, when you were also there, we were doing theatre without getting paid. I mean, there's no money in theatre. So, but I was very busy. I was kind of working with Barry John. I had my own group that I was busy with. There was no time for anything else. But the amount of work that we were putting in theatre, it was not giving us time to even think that we are hungry. Okay? It was not giving us time to think that we don't have money to take a bus back to the room. Okay? It was not giving us time for anything. We were so driven, we were so passionate. Days were filled with activities and the plays and the rehearsals. And suddenly when you land in Mumbai, you don't have work. And everybody thinks that, our days in Delhi was difficult. No, it was so fantastic, because we were learning every day, we were practicing, we were rehearsing. There was no time for anything. If we felt that, I want to have samosa, I'm very hungry, I'll immediately go to DK and say, if you have 2 rupees, give it to me, I want to buy a samosa. So that was the kind of time we enjoyed together with our friends, with our colleagues who were working together. But in Mumbai, when you land, you don't know anybody, and you don't have enough money. You have to really be worried about your rent, you have to be worried about your food, and you don't have work. Whichever office you go to, a person who came straight away from his village and landed in that office, and you who have done 10 years of theatre will be measured equally. Okay? So that was a very frustrating time, and it was a horrendous time. But the low that I faced after a few years of Satya, That I took it very well, I would say. After those 5-6 years of lows, I think I've used it so well that never seemed like low. I used to conduct workshops, I used to attend workshops, I used to read a lot, I used to go back to my village, meet people, just watch plays, watch films. So the initial days of the struggle in Mumbai was very bad, but the low that I have faced after a few years of Satya, that was handled very well. I suddenly, I became very disciplined. I started working on myself, and I started thinking that I have to really prepare myself for the next opportunity. So that is, I think that somewhere gave me this lesson that lows are or the struggle times are the best time to really solidify yourself. And because if you are not working on yourself, then how you are going to use the opportunity which will land up in your lap? So it's best to keep working on yourself. I know it's easier said than done. मनोज वाजपेयी यहाँ से ज्ञान दे सकता है आपको, लेकिन खुद पे पड़ती हो तो बहुत भारी पड़ता है. But there is no other choice. There is no other option. You have to prepare yourself for the opportunity which may come from directors like Raj and DK. And that time you can't say that I'm going back to the workshop to learn acting. You can't afford to say that.
The gentleman here has been waiting for a long time.
Hi sir. So firstly, big fan of your work, all of you. So my question is to Raj sir and DK sir. So